When my monthly electric bill jumped by $5,000, I thought it had to be a mistake. I live alone in a modest lakeside cabin, and my usage rarely goes beyond a few $100. But when I called the utility company, they politely informed me the extra charges had been manually added by my homeowners association under a community energy contribution fee. In other words, HOA Karen and her board had decided to make me pay for powering the new decorative fountain, holiday lights, and the board's office AC unit. I marched into their meeting the next evening, bill in hand, asking who approved this. Karen smirked and said, "If you live in our community, you benefit from our improvements, so you pay." What she didn't know, and what I never bothered to tell any of them, was that I owned the land their office sat on, including the old electrical substation behind it. The HOA leased the land from a development company, and I owned that company. So I called the leasing office my office and instructed them to allow me maintenance access to the substation for a few hours. That night, right before the HOA's big outdoor celebration, I opened the main control panel and flipped the master switch. Instantly, every decorative light, fountain, camera, and office AC unit across the HOA's headquarters went black. I walked back to my porch and poured myself a drink, watching as the once glowing streets turned dark like someone pulled the plug on an entire neighborhood. Minutes later, I heard the distant shrieks, Karen barking orders, board members scrambling with flashlights, people panicking like civilization had collapsed. The fountain stopped mid-spray, sprinkling Karen with cold water as she screamed at the darkness. Their precious clubhouse event halted, music cut, and half the guests tripped over the unlit walkway. The best part? They called the utility company demanding an emergency fix, only to be told that the property owner requested a scheduled outage, and they couldn't override it. I strolled into their office the next morning, still powerless, and placed the $5,000 bill on the table. "Here's your fee," I said. "You can keep it." "I took it out of your budget?" Karen exploded, saying they'd fine me for tampering with community infrastructure. I interrupted her and laid down the folder containing their lease agreement, signed by me as the landowner. The board members went pale. "Any further unauthorized charges," I told them, "and I'll keep your power off for a month. Maybe longer." Karen opened her mouth to argue, but her treasurer whispered, "Don't, he controls the lights." Within an hour, my power was restored and my community fee was permanently removed. The HOA never tried anything again, and every time I switch on my cabin lights at night, I remember that beautiful moment when the whole HOA went silent, standing helpless in the darkness they tried to bill me to avoid. Sometimes justice doesn't need a courtroom.